Welcome viewers, this is Windshear. How many times have you seen this on Operation Metro? Or as I like to call it, Operation Meat Grinder Central. Now, I want to talk about a topic today it's particularly frustrating for me in particular because I really don't like these kind of maps. But for some reason they're highly popular in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. Because obviously this is a Battlefield 3 port. It's these kind of linear, high congestion, high type maps that this results in lots of frustration for me, particularly with equipment like this. I guess it goes both ways, LVG versus XM25 airburst, what have you, grenade spam, it doesn't matter. But I want to talk about tips and strategy right here. Watch what I do right here. See this corner? Common corner here when you're making a push. What I do is hit them with flashbangs, and once they're hiding in that corner, then I pull out my airburst while they're all in there and eliminate 3 at a time. Now I know I can hear the commentary now about the spammability or the newbiness of explosives. That's a topic for another video. And if you can find a server with no explosives, more power to you. But on PlayStation 4, that's just not a reality. We just don't have that kind of server ability. Well, I mean, we do, but you just don't see it. But what I want to talk about are tangible tactics here and things that I am observing day-to-day basis on these two problem maps in particular, Metro and Locker, where people just don't think. And it's really frustrating me. So that's kind of why I got into YouTube in the first place, is to educate some of the common players out there. Maybe don't think along these lines. So forgive me for being a little I'm not trying to bash on anybody here, but it's just frustrating me that people just don't employ flanking tactics, basic flanking tactics, because I'm just not one of these players that can sit in a corridor and just take it all day long. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to flank my team, and this is something I just don't see people do on Metro. These elevators right here are here for a reason. They designed these in the Battlefield 4 port of this map from Battlefield 3, and they are invaluable to successful flanks. We did just on this match alone, we captured position B on 3 separate occasions just doing this. And this isn't going to work 100% of the time, because I know a common tactic is a lot of times people want to plant C4 on these elevators when they have these front elevators camped out. But a lot of times they don't, because they're back here in the lockers area. See me spamming these flash grenades? Every one of those is a hit marker. I'm buying my team time to spawn on me right now. Come up here, get momentum, and keep that enemy at bay. Again, pulling out the airburst right there is a great tactic for taking out enemies around that corner. But these elevators, to me, are the key position. Not the back escalators, not the front escalators, not the side flank, certainly not the staircase on my far right. That's a death trap right there. You're going to get airbursted all day long there. So if you're trying to push up, your only hope in Metro, in my opinion, is these 2 elevator sets right here. And people just don't really seem to realize this. I can't tell you how many times I've been playing with just some of my friends on Metro, and they're trying so hard to push that back set of escalators, and they realize that fails, and they go on the side flank, then they go on the right staircase. But meantime, I keep coming back here by myself and managing to pull off the successful flank. Of course, having the LMG, when you pop open all those elevators right there, helps out a lot. If there's enemies out in front of you, be aiming down sights when you come up the elevator. Get ready to pull the trigger. Having a suppressor sometimes helps. But you know, I'm not saying it works 100% of the time. More often than not, it's a collective team effort. But I gotta emphasize this position. See, look, it even worked on us here as we were getting flanked ourselves by somebody using this elevator. So it's just something I'm seeing daily, that people just really underappreciate this flank in this positioning. Now, and these maps in general is what I'm saying, in between this and a locker. I just don't understand how players can just sit in a doorway where there's 20 people on both sides, and they're just exchanging grenades, smoke, incendiary, flares, airburst, M320, LVGs. I mean, I don't like that gameplay either, guys. And that is a criticism of Battlefield 4. Is too much. There's just too much spammability in it. I would love to see guns only kind of servers instead of all this crap. But unfortunately, it's just how the game plays, and we just have to accept that. But what I'm getting at, the bigger picture, is why don't people understand the art of flanking and using your equipment to your advantage. As I showed you in the beginning clip, flashbangs, just absolutely devastating right now in terms of you get 3 of them, they buffed them, it just shuts enemy down, they hide in corner, then you pull out your equipment that you use for eliminating people. You just don't sit there and reload LVGs all match long and just shooting it down hallways. I just don't understand that kind of gameplay. It really frustrates me quite a bit. Now this translates into lockers. Don't ever fight inside. I mean, every time I play this map, I'm always outside. I would rather deal with one sniper at the end of this map holding down the entire corridor that I can deal with a mortar or something like that, or smoke, or, you know, just I can deal with one sniper. But for some reason, people are scared to death of coming out here if there's a sniper or just 2 or 3 guys. But they'll go all day long inside the lockers with 20 guys right there with claymores and everything else, you know, trying to Rambo through those alleyways. So you got to push these flanks more than anything. I mean, it's granted, you got to have some cover on the inside to keep the team from just running right through you. But more often than not, if you guys play like me, if you want to play smartly, if you actually want to be an MVP on the team, it's all about the flank, particularly if you're support, because we all know that epic flank is just, I mean, there's nothing better than that. I mean, that's just the gravy on the bacon, if you know what I mean. I mean, that's what it's all about. When you outplay your team, the enemy team, and you get that flank, you get behind them, there's nothing more rewarding. Now, it's very difficult to do, particularly with commanders out there or just at tugs. The moment that team sees you on the minimap, you're lit up. So it's good to have some teamwork with you, but I cannot emphasize enough the importance of these outside corridors, of the flanking of the team, and then using your equipment. Using your equipment. I mean, there's nothing more important. Flashbang's incredibly underrated. I still don't see people using them today. I would prefer to blind my team, my opponent, and understand when I see that hit marker that he's completely useless, completely defenseless, and then charge in there and fish him off, as opposed to throwing a grenade in there, getting partial damage, throwing another grenade, having to expose myself out again. It just, grenades take too long to kill so many times now, you know, unless your opponent is weakened or in a weakened state. Now this is a little bit older footage. I'm finally kind of getting around uploading here, but because I just don't run with the MG4 much anymore. I think it's a great gun. Personally, I just like the M249, but I think all the experts out there will give the MG4 the edge over the M249. But I fall into bigger things and the weapon performance, aesthetics, and what have you. But I kind of touched on before. I was playing Battlefield 3 a couple days ago, and I was like saying to myself, you know, I hate to admit it, but yeah, it really is a good game. There's no question, and I enjoy playing it still to this day. But I keep asking myself, like, what is it about Battlefield 3 that Battlefield 4 is not doing? And I guess it just all comes down to, a lot of those maps in Battlefield 3 were just so nice. I was playing on both PlayStation 3 and PC. I really miss those maps, and I really tend to appreciate now kind of how far back Battlefield 4 is taken in terms of map design and implementation, and to being a little more of a advanced game in comparison to Battlefield 3 may not be a good thing in all respects. But I mean, I was enjoying playing Battlefield 3, but whether or not I want to play it all the time, I think it'd be great to see a Battlefield 3 port on next gen. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say here. I think the community would really adopt it well. I mean, we port everything else on next gen, from Tomb Raider to The Last of Us to, I mean, you name it. It's an easy way of getting money. So I figured DICE today with, an EA with all their money potential and desirability, that'd be a for sure bet for them to port that over. But obviously there's nothing in the pipe. I've heard about that, but I think that no question that many of us would like to see that on next gen and be hugely successful. But maybe that'd be a bad thing for Battlefield 4, because then everybody be playing that instead of Battlefield 4. But anyway, I diverge. Lately, guys, Destiny's coming out. I'll be uploading that. Unfortunately, I'll be out of work. I'll be in work the next week, so I won't have any early footage. But I guess it'll give me some time to kind of let the hype settle down a little bit. We'll see if Destiny pans out to be what we expected it to be, or if it's going to be another Titanfall and just fizzle out, just not have no viewability, I guess maybe that's the word, on YouTube. That's what it really boils down to, is, can we watch Destiny on YouTube? That's been my concern. I really like the game, we're playing it. I just don't know in terms of YouTube what I can bring with Destiny. I mean, weapon loadouts and such. I mean, since there's so many different weapon variants and skill trees, all that stuff. So, but I am looking forward to Destiny. It'd be a nice little change from Battlefield, because I think we all would like to see this new patch and see if it's really going to change anything. Because that was one thing about Battlefield 3 was really nice, is that netcode. I mean, there's just no question, you know, how superior it is to Battlefield 4 right now. We'll see what happens with this latest patch. But I hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe. Remember, flashbangs and whatever else you can, whatever piece of equipment you have, get the team to take cover, finish them off, and for the love of God, please, gentlemen and ladies, please flank. These flanking routes are there for a reason. You got to use them. Don't be a lemming, just spamming stuff the whole match, expecting things to happen, because they're not. You got to be going out there. You got to be a force to be reckoned with. You got to outplay your team. You got to move. Use those flanks, push up, outsmart those few defenders using your equipment. Smoke flare combination is a great idea. Smoke grenades, flashbangs, and then again, I know it's spammable, but the XM25 is great for taking care of people in those situations. Thanks for watching. This is Windshear. I will see you on the battlefield.